Blessings, everyone. The sun is shining here. The sky is the most beautiful azure. And the heart space is just resonating. It's like a million points of light on a single breath. And Spirit came through today and said to share the Oracle of the Fairies. Yes, we know the Fae to be a little mischievous and very playful, but they also touch that childlike wonder that comes from the heart space. And so today when Spirit came through, the message was very clear that to set the intention and open up wide that heart space, to live in this beautiful peace and resonance, and that everything around us is attuned in this beautiful space. And it's a million points of light. And so first I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask the beautiful Fae, with all their joy and all their wonder, to please step forward and help bring a message for the highest good. Thank you, I'm grateful. I'm just gonna shuffle. I shuffled 3 times. One is to embody the energy of Source. The second is to embody the beautiful energy through Spirit. And the third shuffle is the beautiful energy that embodies the soul, which is that little spark of Source that expresses itself here on our journey. And I'm just gonna kind of move the cards, and usually Spirit, the angels, the Fae will just say which one to take. They're saying to grab this one. And so this is nature's signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need to only open our hearts and minds. And this is a beautiful card. And the Fae are reminding me, yesterday, I was walking with Sasha. We were on the way, going for a little walk, and looked over in a field. And in the field, actually it was off the highway on the sidewalk. So it was really interesting that we seen this, but it was kind of like our attention was pulled to look in this empty field space. And there was a deer, a groundhog, and a duck. 3 very interesting creatures to find in a field. The deer was more attuned, and the groundhog just being in the middle of nowhere. There wasn't really much for it to eat. It was some tall grass, but he was just kind of sitting there. And the duck was also there, just sitting. And so they were very curious looking at us, and we knew right away that that was a sign. When we see these beautiful creatures out in an extraordinary situation and our attention is pulled, they're always bringing medicine. And so the Fae are reminding me this so I can express the message today. That sometimes we look for the signs and we want specific signs. We want specific messages. We want a yes or a no, or some kind of a direct guidance onto which path to take. And sometimes the Fae are saying we just need to understand the energy and certain traits or characteristics that we can embody in those moments to help us to find the path, to find that space of intuition, and to understand where we need to be mentally, soulfully, spiritually, to expand that awareness and see what we need to see. And the creatures, nature in its glorious wonder, the way it plays, the way it thrives, is the message today that can reach all of us. And it doesn't even have to be, we could be in a big city and still experience nature in some way. We can just look up at the clouds and get lost for a little bit. And sometimes we find our aha moment in a message in a cloud. It doesn't always appear extraordinary so to speak, in rainbows or profound solar eclipses and such. Sometimes it's something subtle, like a bird landing very close to us, very peacefully singing a song, or maybe a butterfly lands on our shoulders. Or maybe we notice the way the light is streaming through the trees and it brings our attention to something, one singular flower growing on the ground. There are so many things in nature that are trying to reach us. They're saying that it's symbolism. It's a metaphor for everything in spirit. Everything around us, from every rock to every tree, the breeze, the raindrops. We know this, that everything is a messenger and a teacher. It's not just our fellow brothers and sisters, but every blade of grass, every insect, every creature, every flower, every tree, every bit of the weather, everything in nature is there, like the book of life, for us to move into that awareness and see what it's showing us. It will always reveal the way to go. It will always give us an uplifting, peaceful moment. And it will teach us so much, because nature doesn't always have to think about everything. Nature is in symbiosis with us. And so when we're in that expanded space, in that heart space, when our heart is just radiating 1,000,000 points of light in one breath, we can see this. And so today's message is, look out for these little things. It could be as simple as an ant carrying a big piece of food that we wouldn't believe that they could carry because it's so much bigger than they are. Or they're giving me the dragonflies and the butterflies. Those are beautiful messages that always stop us in our tracks and make us notice. But the Fae are also saying the little creatures that sometimes get lost in things, that we don't notice what their purpose may be here. Even the mosquito that most of us find aggravating and they're trying to eradicate has a powerful purpose in our world. And they could teach us so much if we just understand what they're doing, how they do it. And so they're pulling their energy back, but the Fae are laughing and they're saying, through this experience, just allow ourselves the joy, allow ourselves the wonder, dance with the fireflies, soar with the eagles, and sit quietly, even if it's one of our fur babies. Connect with them in that heart space. Notice their mannerisms. Notice how they carry themselves, how they're sitting, how they approach us, when they approach us. What are they trying to say in that moment? And we'll understand. They're also saying, don't forget, we are nature. We are part of this vast, beautiful creation in our world. Thank you for allowing me to bring this message to you. Many beautiful blessings, everyone.